Good morning, class. Welcome to the online classes for physics of class 12. Here we are going to start a new chapter that is electromagnetic waves. From here you will be starting your term 2 portion. So this chapter will be starting for that of the term 2 class. So electromagnetic waves. So from the title itself we are somewhat familiar with the word because previously, you have studied a chapter that is electromagnetic induction. In that, you have seen how electric and the magnetic fields are related to each other. That is how an electron can produce magnetic field as well as an electric field. Right? So here in this session, we are just going to see the introduction that what are these electromagnetic waves, because we are just knowing about electromagnetic conditions, that how they induce each other. But here we are going to see about the waves. So simple introduction in a brief condition, we will see that what this electromagnetic waves means. So now firstly we will see what these electromagnetic waves are. First thing, we already know that light rays that are entering into our earth, that is the light ray which we are seeing in the morning, are of the sunlight rays, right? They are the rays which are coming out from the sun. So sun is a kind of a natural source of the light which we are getting. So these light rays, when they are coming out from the sun, so just think of it that these light rays, when it comes to our earth, these are of visible range which we are able to see them, right? So when we are seeing them, that means they are in the visible rays. That's why we are able to see this white light together. And we also know that the white light is just constant of 7 colors. Like that 7 colors of band, it is said to be the spectrum, right? And that they were named as Vibgyor colors. So every single white light ray considers 7 spectrums. But we also know that these sun rays which are emitting out from the sun consider different frequencies of and wavelengths of the lights. And these different frequencies and the wavelengths which are emitting out from the sun and entering to our planet, these have different ranges, and these different ranges of the waves with its different frequencies and the wavelengths are considered to be the electromagnetic waves. But we are confused about the word, that how this electric and the magnetic field is produced or generated, that the waves which are coming out from the sun, right? So in our universe, you can say, or in the space, so different kinds of ranges of the waves are already transmitting. They are continuously transmitted out from the sun, and they are reaching to our planets also. But we used to think that how this magnetic field and electric current are being produced over there in the different ranges. So that will be seen in the next classes. Here we are just going to see that what are these electromagnetic waves. So now just understand that the waves which are emitting out from the sun, or the different ranges of the waves which are being in the space around the universe, it's considered as the electromagnetic waves. So firstly we will see this electromagnetic waves. From the word itself it is clear that the waves which are just generated with the help of both the electric and the magnetic fields. As we know that both the fields are related to each other, so there the relation will be there between these two fields, because we know that whenever the charge starts moving, there will be a magnetic field as well as an electric field, because if a body that is charged at the rest, so at the rest condition electric field will be there, but the magnetic field cannot be induced. So this both are induced only when the charge is moving. So here the electric current will also have some part, so that we will be seeing in the next classes. Here we are going to see about the waves. So electromagnetic waves, simply it can be defined the waves which does not need any medium to travel. First thing is that it does not need any medium to travel, means that it can travel in the vacuum, because we know that inside our earth we are having different layers of air, but outside the earth, that is in the atmosphere, it is vacuum, right, which is at the low pressure. So during this vacuum also, if these rays are easily propagating, that means there does not need any medium to travel, because outside this planet or in transmitting out from the sun, they does not have any mediums to travel, right? So they are moving out in the space that they can travel easily in the vacuum. So they does not need any medium to travel. And second thing, when this magnetic field and the electric field, they waves are just propagating together when they are related to each other. And remember this, that whenever a moving charge is there, both will be produced and will induce each other, and they will form together. But here we already have seen that these two fields will be acting perpendicular to each other every time. So they will be perpendicular to each other. That means they will be propagating with perpendicular to each other. That means they will have a right angle between them.
so their direction will always be perpendicular to each other. So this is what the electromagnetic waves if they are simply defined. Okay, but we have different kinds of the electromagnetic waves also. So we know that a moving charge produces an electric field as well as a magnetic field. We know that a stationary charge produces electric field itself. It does not produce any kind of the magnetic field. But when the charge start moving, so when the charge start moving, it will be surrounded by an electric field as well as a magnetic field. But we have seen the different kind field lines of that electric as well as the magnetic field lines, right? So electric field lines, they are starting from the positive and they enters or converges into the negative charge. We have seen that the straight lines are produced. Similarly, in the magnetic field line, they are just covering out. They are completely closed loops are formed, that is from the north to south direction, and inside the magnetic moves from south to north. So everywhere the magnetic field will be on the closed loop. So we know that this together when they are formed, there will be a simple structure. The geometry will be perpendicular to each other. So here is the waves, that is electromagnetic waves will be of this kinds, like electric field and the magnetic field will be perpendicular to each other. So in 3D structure, if you imagine that one, if they are in the condition of transverse, the other will be perpendicular to that. That means a 90-degree phase shift will be there between the waves. So these waves, when the charges vibrates, because when a charge will vibrate or move, then only the electric field can be produced. So they will create a magnetic field also, which will be perpendicular to each other. So they will move or they propagate along with the right angle. So magnetic field and the electric field create each other. We can say this because if a moving charge is there, it can produce magnetic field. Similarly, if a changing flux is there, that if the flux changes, that means the magnetic coils, the number of the turns if it is changed. So the magnetic field, if it is be changed, then the flux related to it will get changed, which will induce EMF. And these changing EMF will produce a potential difference, which makes a current. So this is what the Lenz's law and the Faraday's law, which we have seen in the electromagnetic induction also. So this current which is now obtained in the electromagnetic field, that means a magnetic field can induce the current and as well as the current can produce a magnetic field, that is a moving charge can produce a magnetic field as well as a electric field also. So this is what they both will travel each other perpendicular to each other. So here the propagations are in the kind of a right angle to each other, so we will consider that it is a transverse. So this is one of the properties of the electromagnetic waves. Like we have said, the electromagnetic waves does not need a medium to travel. They just easily travel in the vacuum out of the space. Similarly, they just propagates or in the form of a transverse waves. And transverse waves, here you can see this orange and the purple color is being shown, that represents a magnetic as well as a electric field. So similarly, this shape shows us the transverse waves shape. And now if we talk about the speed of the electromagnetic waves, what it will be, we know that all the waves which are traveling out from the sun, that the light traveling out in the space and entering into our planets, they move with a speed of 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Here it is given as 3 lakh kilometer per second, that is 5 zeros 10 to the power 5. If it change it into meter, then 3 zeros more will be added, that means 10 to the power 8. So 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second speed will be there of the electromagnetic wave. So similar, the light which we are getting into our planets, that is the white light which we are able to see of the visible range. So this is similar for every light ray which are traveling out from the sun. Just the difference is that their frequencies will be of different and their wavelengths will be of difference. Okay, but their speed will be same. So electromagnetic waves, you can say that in solids they will very slowly they will move, and if they talk about the gases, at the random conditions of the particles, and they can easily flow over there. So their speed will be fastest in the gases and will be slowest in the solids. Now these are the properties which we have already discussed now, that electromagnetic waves which travel will always be a transverse wave. They will be transverse wave itself, that propagations will be in the form of transverse waves. They do not require any medium to travel. They can easily move in the gases, that is in the out of the space. The vacuum is there, so they does not need any medium to travel. They are easily moving out. So if you talk about the traveling speed, then we have already talked that 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. They travel with the speed of 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. They can be reflected and refracted. Everything here we can see that every light that reflects and refract back, that is due to the light ray which are coming from the sun. So these light rays get reflected also as well as they get refracted also, because every light ray has the phenomenon of getting scattered, reflected or refracted. So this is what the different phenomena for the light. rays that are coming out from the sun. And now they can be emitted and absorbed by the matter, because they are emitted because they are coming from a source, so they get emit, and easily they can absorb by the matter, that is they can easily move through the gases. They take the time, they move slowly in the solids, but they move through the matter. Okay. Similarly, like if we talk about the ultraviolet rays that are coming from the sun, we know that they are entering into our ozone layers and they are getting the holes. This is a kind of a rays itself. But if we talk about the X-ray, that is also of different wavelength, but they are considered as an electromagnetic wave. They are entering into our body and they are showing our figure inside the bones, right? They are showing the structure of the bones, that if there is some fracture or major problem is there in the bones, or any penetration, that is the light rays used to be penetrate through our smallest structures of our bones, and they show the structure on the papers. That means the X-rays can easily penetrate, means they are able to absorb to the matter or emit through the matter also. Okay. Now if we talk about the graphical representation, now only we have seen they will be propagating in the form of a transverse waves. They will be perpendicular to each other, that is they will have a 90-degree relation between each other. They will propagate, and the wavelength, if we talk about, we will be seeing the structure of the waves. This is what the different wave, like if you're talking about transverse wave, this is what the structure of the transverse wave. This transverse wave will always move like this, that is the vibrations. If you talk about the waves, then we also learned about the mechanical waves, and this what we are learning are the electromagnetic waves. If we talk about the mechanical waves, then the sound waves which we used to hear, these are the mechanical waves. Light rays are like, if you are talking about the waves which are transmitting along with the light, that is the visible range, along with it at the different ranges of frequencies and the wavelengths together, they'll be taken as an electromagnetic waves. So here the waves condition is like this. If you talk about the highest point, that it is moving upward, then it will be its crest. Then downwards it is moving, the maximum displacement in the negative direction will be taken as a trough. So if we talk about the highest point to which it can reach, it is taken as a peak point where it can move to the highest displacement by the wave. And if we talk about the two peaks, like this are the two peaks, all considered in the downward direction. In the negative half cycle also you can see the negative peak. So this peak point where we can see the highest displacement of the wave, then the distance between these two peaks are considered as a wavelength. So the length between, or the height or the distance between the two highest peaks of the waves are considered as a wavelength. So it may be trough to trough, it can be considered as a wavelength, or from crest to crest, this can also be given as wavelength. And wavelength, it is given with the letter lambda. And if you talk about the frequency, then how many waves, the number of the waves that can travel in a per second, that means 1 second how many waves can travel. That means if you talk about the highest wavelength, then it will be like this, right? This is what the baseline. Okay, this is baseline. If you talk about the baselines, this will be your mean position, like this if you consider, then this is your amplitude. Okay, that is the height that can be displaced by a body. So this will be amplitude, this is the baseline through which it is getting in the positive and the negative half cycle. So if the wave is the highest, then this means this is your wavelength, right? The next wave is entering, that means it is a wavelength. If you're talking about the next wave, this is what your wavelength will be, this is your wavelength. But if you're talking about a small wave, like this, if you're talking, now the wavelength is very small. So wavelength is given by the letter lambda. So wavelength is just a length of the two consecutive troughs or the two consecutive crests. So wavelength are always, you can say that they are inversely proportional to that of the frequency. So frequency is denoted by the letter nu. This is what the frequency. Wavelength is inversely proportional to frequency. Why? Because frequency, we have already noted that it can be defined as the number of the waves that are passed through 1 second. So in 1 second, number of the waves that can pass will be considered as a frequency. So number of waves that can pass in 1 second, if there are more, that means the wavelength is very small, because in this, see, 4 waves can travel in 1 second. That means if you are having a wavelength high, it can travel only a 1 wave. That means they both are inversely proportional to each other. That is, if the wave's length is more, then the frequency will be very less, because number of waves cannot pass more in the 1 second. If we talk about that wavelength is very small, that means the number of waves can travel more in 1 second. Okay, so positive amplitude and the negative amplitude, if we talk about, then the maximum displacement by this crest in the positive half cycle is given as a positive amplitude, and the downward direction, which is in the negative half cycle, will be considered as a negative amplitude. So this is all the different points which we can see in the waves. This is a kind of a transverse waves itself, and you can see the longitudinal waves also. Now if we talk about the electromagnetic spectrum, so what the spectrum means, I have already told that visible light range have some particular range of wavelength that we are able to see in our surroundings. That's the white light which are coming from the sun. So there are different more other frequencies of the other wavelengths of the light which are coming out from the sun. So these band of waves that are coming out from the sun of different wavelengths or the frequencies are considered to be the spectrum. Band of lights are said to be spectrum, but if we talk about different wavelengths that are coming out from the sun due to the charge, we can say that it is the influence of the electric and the magnetic field together at a perpendicular condition, it will be considered as electromagnetic spectrum. So different frequencies of light rays that are entering into our planet from the sun are considered to be as an electromagnetic spectrum. So different parts interact with the matter in different ways. We already know that different matters will interact with different parts. So wavelength always will be inversely proportional to that of the frequency, which means if wavelength increases then the frequency will decrease. So we know that whole spectrum, if you talk about visible light range, if there are in the spectrum different wavelengths or the frequencies are there, then we can say that the wavelength of 4000 to 7000 Armstrong only we are able to see. So the visible range of the light is between 4000 to 7000 of Armstrong. So in between that we can see that what is the range of the light that are visible to us. Like if you are able to see a rainbow, that means you are seeing 7 colors. So the white light are consisted of 7 colors, and these 7 colors are of the range between the 400 to that of the 7000 Armstrong. So this range of the wavelength we are able to see, that is a visible light range. If we are going less than this wavelength, that is less than the 4000 Armstrong or more than the 7000 Armstrong, we are not able to see this light rays because they are of invisible ranges. So visible light range is from 4000 to 7000 Armstrong. So these are the whole spectrum. If it is having different ranges, so that is 0 to 10,000 Armstrongs, then we are just able to see the smallest part of that spectrum, that is 4000 to 7000 spectrum, which can be considered as a smallest part of that electromagnetic spectrum. So if you talk about electromagnetic spectrum shape, this is what the spectrum. If you talk about a visible light range, that is between the 4000 to 7000 Armstrong. If you talk about the smallest wavelength, then it will be violet. If it's talk about the highest wavelength, then it will be red light. Yeah, I think you have studied all this before also. So if you talk about the wavelength, this color light, if you are saving in the downward direction, then the down part graphical representation is for the visible light that we are able to see. That is a white light. But and then that white light we are talking about the 7 light colors. If you are talking about non-visible ranges, then the frequencies are less than that of the 4000 range of wavelength, and in the more than the 7000 range, they are like X-rays, which are more than the 7000 range, and gamma rays. Less than if you talk about that infrared waves, microwaves, radio waves, which we are able to hear the radio signals. That means electrical charges and the magnetic fields are together that are able to propagate this radio waves. If you talk about microwaves also, if you talk about the signal waves, that is TV signal waves, they are also coming out from the space, which have their own propagation and the wavelength and the frequency. Infrared light rays or the ultraviolet light rays, these are all the light rays or the spectrum that are generated from our sun itself, that are propagating in the vacuum and entering into our planet. So these light rays are not necessary that it is a source for the sun. We just think of it because the light rays always comes out from the natural source of light, which we know is a solar system, is sun. But if we talk about in the space, then together whole space is just you can say that it is a kind of a mat which is already been spread out in the whole universe. So in this whole universe, these mat will be considered of a different kind of the wavelength and the frequencies of the lights and the waves. So that will be considered as an electromagnetic waves. Okay. So how can we generate that? We know that the electric and the magnetic field together, if they vibrate each other or they can propagate each other, because we know that both can induce each other. So when they try to induce each other or they together induce, then only the electromagnetic waves can be produced. So we know that if any wave, that is a mechanical waves, if you have studied sound also, that it is produced only when the vibrations are produced. So any striking object, then if the sound is produced, all the vibrations are done, then only the sound is produced. So these sound waves are also are produced when the vibrations are taking place. Similarly, if we talk about the electromagnetic waves, then the electric charges should move, right? When the electric charges move, then only the electric as well as the magnetic field can be produced. The electron should get vibrated. So if you talk about wavelengths and the frequencies, so frequency is high, then the shortest wavelength will be there. If you talk about the long wavelength, the highest wavelength, then we'll have the low frequency. That means they will cannot move a large number of the waves in a second. So this is what the range for the wavelength and the frequency. Here you can see the visible light is in between, that is in between the range of the 4000 to 7000 of wavelength, means Armstrong as a unit for the wavelength. Nanometer or meters, these are the ranges for the wavelength. In the wavelength range, if you are talking about increasing wavelength, then it will be how much, that is radio waves, microwaves, infrared rays. These are all of the highest wavelengths, but they have the lowest frequencies. If we talk about the ultraviolet rays and the X-rays and the gamma rays, these are of the less wavelengths, but they have a high frequency. That means they can easily penetrate through the planet and can enter into our planets also. So they can move faster because they can move, number of the waves passing through in 1 second will be more. So the wavelengths will be less, but the frequencies will be high. So this are the types of the waves which we can see. These are radio waves, microwaves, infrared waves, visible light, that is 4000 to 7000 ranges. And if we talk about more than that, then it will be ultraviolet rays, X-rays and the gamma rays. That is the high frequencies but short wavelengths. So highest wavelength will be of the radio waves and the microwaves. Okay, so these are what the electromagnetic waves which we have seen. This is just a short description that what are these electromagnetic waves, but we have to study more than this, because how these electromagnetic waves come, because the biggest doubt was that how this electric and the magnetic fields are produced in the space, that they are producing this waves, right? So we will be seeing in the next class that the topic we will be seeing will be displacement current and the Maxwell's equation, because along with the Lenz law and the Faraday, one more scientist came, this Maxwell. He gave the equations and gave the description about the displacement current through which the electromagnetic waves are to be produced. Okay, so we will be seeing in the next class. This will be considered and will be continuing in the next classes for your online videos. Okay, thank you class.